First of all, welcome. We'd like to welcome everyone who's listening to this podcast, and feel free to play it, rewind it, pause it as needed. We hope there's a lot of information on here that will help your transition from your child being a fifth grader in our district to becoming a sixth grader at Carroll Middle School. We do have two teams. You can see the two logos here at the bottom of the screen. We have Team Bolt and Team Lightning. You can see some pictures of some of the activities that your child will be doing. Okay, first, just have a simple list here of our administration and guidance counselors. Mr. Miller, principal. Mr. Wilkins, assistant principal, athletic director. Guidance counselors are Mr. Heidenreich and Mrs. Sala. And our resource room teachers also are Mrs. Del Priori, who works primarily with sixth grade students, and Mrs. Gerber, who's primarily 8th grade, and they do share 7th grade between the two of them. Okay, some information here. Mandatory vaccines for fall of 2012. They're listed here at the top. Please do notice what we have printed in red. Students will be excluded starting the first day of school for non-compliancy. So if these are not updated, then your child will not be allowed to be in school until they are updated. Mrs. Yoder is our nurse in our office. You can contact her, give us a call, 637-5159, or her email address can be found on the Northwest Allen County School website. Registration dates are listed here. August 6th is a Monday. August 7th is a Tuesday. A lot of the information that we talk about on here also located on our website, and I've mentioned already something about email addresses, so you can go to the website here that's listed in the middle. And our fifth grade, going to be sixth graders, are going to visit Carroll Middle School here on Monday, May 7th. They'll come in, we'll talk to them, we'll feed them, and have them hang out with the current sixth graders, and they're free to ask questions about Carroll Middle at that time. Teachers, Team Lightning and Team Bolt, as I mentioned earlier on the logos. You can see the list of names here. Team Lightning are listed underneath where the heading is. So Mrs. Rodenbeck, Mr. Kohlinger, Mr. Cora, Mr. Koshert, and Mrs. Brinker. For Team Bolt, you'll notice there's one less teacher, and the teachers listed here will be teaching the reading. Mrs. Brinker will teach the reading from Team Lightning, and that will be throughout the day, and Team Bolt will teach their reading. Typically, if the schedule is the same, that'll be during second period. You can see Mr. Garman, Mrs. Silvius, Mr. Windmiller, and Mr. Lockmuller. Typical schedule, we have, of course, our half-hour delay on Wednesday, so things are adjusted slightly, but as you look at and compare the 2 days, you can see that by taking out homeroom, we do catch up fairly quickly, so that lunch is at the same time each day, and lunch is after fifth period. Course offerings. We do have reading, math and accelerated math, language, social studies, science, charger time, PE, graphic arts, and art. Those are all opportunities. They can choose band or choir, band and choir, and that will be a mix of that class throughout the week. And then we have our elective classes. And you can see these are classes that they're going to have every day. So it is a little bit of a difference from the elementary where they didn't have the 45 minutes set aside each day for science and social studies and so forth. Charger time on the previous screen is a study hall. This is the course offering sheet. This is something that was handed out a while ago, but hopefully you have gotten this in. The Friday date that we're talking about here is actually March 23rd. So if you're watching after that, obviously you can ignore this portion of the podcast. Schedule card. This is going to be something that your child will receive at registration. It will look similar to this. Obviously, maybe the order will be different and the teachers' names will be different. But you can see the first column, that's the period that they have the class. The term is the time of the year. When it says 11-12, that's going to be the whole year. So second period, the whole year they'll have science. When they see M1 through M6, that's going to be broken up into 6 parts, and those classes the kids will report to during those times only. The teacher and then the room in the final column. All A's that you see are in the 6th grade hallway, so you can see a majority of the time the student's going to be in our hallway. They're not going to have to walk to too many parts of the school. Okay, just some tips here, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, but some highlights here as they come up. Going to have a much busier schedule. Curriculum, of course, is going to be more challenging, which is something that's not new. That's something that happens as they move through their schooling and they move on year by year. New rules, different classmates, and more choices. And honestly, at the middle school, we allow them more freedom, assuming that they can handle that. So what can we do at home? Be patient. Be supportive and reassuring. There's going to be some times where your student's frustrated and they may not be doing as well as they had hoped. So we're going to need you to listen, ask questions, be poignant in your questions. Don't just ask them how their day went. Ask them something specific. We have our homework page where we list what we're doing. So pull some questions from that. Ask them exactly, what are you doing on the crash course investigation in science? So try and be a little more detailed. Get to know your child's friends. Get to know us, the teachers and staff here at Carroll Middle School. We can be contacted by phone or email. And then as much as possible, highlight the positives. There are a lot of great things going on at Carroll Middle. We hope you agree with that, and we think you will agree with that. And so when the student may be not as upbeat as maybe they have been during other parts of the year, that's something that you can talk to them about. And then finally, the 2 biggest positives are going to be that freedom, that independence, and a lot more opportunities, because they are going to have some choices not only in activities that they do, but also in their class opportunities. Continuing on here with the same theme, organization is going to be a big one. We've got a planner that they need to fill out. We go about every other week, and we have a locker clean out. If they are struggling with organization, color-coded notebooks are great. And then at home, set that time for homework. Give them a quiet place with good light and very little noise. Obviously no TV, as little distractions as possible. And then every once in a while we will have a big project, something that's due over a number of weeks. And the better you can help them at this point in their school career break that down, the more successful they're going to be. And then finally, probably a big one also, maybe a tip would be to prepare the night before. Get that book bag together so that if you run out of time in the morning, they're not scrambling around. Also with organization, I've mentioned the planner. That should be something, even as adults we have planners, so they should be using that every day, every class. Basically, that's their checklist of what they need to do. It should have their assignments in there, their due dates in there, test dates as we give them, they should be marked. And then we do ask that you check that at home. That should be something that they are filling out, and that should become a habit. Homework folder is also suggested. If they typically have a tendency to lose things, then having a folder on one side that says done and the other side says not done, and then all their papers are in this one spot so they can take it to class and then take it home, and they're not searching for the papers that they need. Just some more tips on organization. Grades will be posted online through PowerSchool. It's a great resource. There's also an app, a mobile app that you can get either through the App Store or the Android market, and you can log on and see your child's grades. Homework will be posted online by 3 o'clock each day, typically on Monday. By the end of the day, Monday, 3 p.m. on Monday, we will have pretty much the whole week posted so you can see what's going on. Finally, studying for tests. I think we all think that this is an important thing. Don't allow them to solely study alone. This needs to be something where you use the study guide that we give. The kids should have it filled out. And depending upon your student, on average, 2 nights previous to a quiz or test would be great to study. And we're not talking hours on end. We're talking 10, 15-minute chunks of time. Read what we've typed, and they should be able to tell you what they've written in there. Our study guides are going to be very detailed. It's going to take a lot of information and bring it into a format that they don't have to search the whole book trying to figure out what's this test, what's this quiz going to be on. It's going to be much more to the point and detailed so that they can learn how to study. And you're going to be a great resource for that as a parent. One tip would be to fill out the study guide as each section is finished. Okay, accelerated math, here are the requirements. You can contact Mr. Collinger or Mrs. Silvius, our two sixth grade math teachers, if you have more questions about these requirements. Our charger time class, again, is our study hall. It is a approximate 45-minute time period for them to get homework done. They can go to the library. They can get reading, their AR reading tests completed. They can also do some reading at that time. We do attempt to have them do the homework first before they read, but again, this time it's another opportunity for that independence, for them to make some decisions on what they get done first. Obviously, you can have some say in that. If math is something that you're going to want them to work on here at school, then make that a point at home that they need to work on that here. Finish tests, make them up because of absences. Talk to a counselor or an administrator. I've mentioned before, we will do locker cleanout every other Friday. One thing that we do ask, the old quote, I got it done in charger time. We suggest that they have proof. If they have it done, then they should have proof. Band and choir, I'm actually going to back up there. Band and choir are available. Mr. Hornbarger, you see on the left, Mrs. Cheshire on the right with choir. If you have more questions about band or choir, feel free to contact them here at school. Extracurricular, first and foremost, a physical is required for athletics, and this must be done after April 1st, 2012 for the following school year. It will be good for the entire following school year. Here are opportunities for sixth graders. Some of these opportunities are dependent upon the conference that we're in, the Northeast Hoosier Middle Level Conference. So this is not an entire decision by Carroll Middle School on what we offer sixth graders. There are lots of, and a lot of you are already doing them, lots of opportunities in Northwest Allen County schools through programs run by coaches at the high school. Football, basketball, and so on obviously have outside of school opportunities, just to name a couple, for the kids to do. The NACS swimming, the Charger Wrestling Club, whatever it is, cross country at the elementary school, so on and so forth. But these opportunities listed on the screen are available for our sixth grade students. Just to list some more here, these are within the Carroll Middle School building. So you can see lots of opportunities. Our goal here at the middle school is to get the kids as many opportunities, to have them try as many things to see what they enjoy and maybe what they don't enjoy. So you can see the list here. Some of these take place throughout the entire year. Some of them take place maybe in the fall, in the spring, during the winter. Announcements will be made. So a lot of times sign-up sheets are found in the office, and we encourage the kids to try to as many things as possible. Okay, just to kind of review here, registration dates, Monday, August 6th, Tuesday, August 7th. We encourage you to set aside time, come in, register, walk around with your child, have them find where their classes are located, what rooms they're in, have them do their locker 5, 10, 15, 20 times. The more comfortable they are with that, the better they're going to feel here on these first few days. We do help them. Teachers are out in the hall, walking around, helping kids with lockers. We don't mess with tardies right away. We give them some time to adjust to getting here to Carroll Middle School. Okay, we appreciate you watching the podcast. If you have any questions, feel free to contact any of us at Carroll Middle, whether that be through email. If you do send an email, please put something that's going to stand out in the subject line. Maybe put Carroll Middle School in there, or some sort of tag that we're going to notice, because it likely will probably end up in our filters. Once again, we look forward to having your child next year at Carroll Middle School.